In too many parts of the country, wrongs are inflicted on Negro citizens, and there are no remedies at law. Unless the Congress acts, their only remedy is the street. I am therefore asking the Congress to enact legislation giving all Americans the right to be served in facilities which are open to the public: hotels, restaurants, theaters, retail stores, and similar establishments. This seems to me to be an elementary right. Its denial is an arbitrary indignity that no American in 1963 should have to endure, but many do. I recently met with scores of business leaders, urging them to take voluntary action to end this discrimination. And I've been encouraged by their response. And in the last 2 weeks, over 75 cities have seen progress made in desegregating these kinds of facilities. But many are unwilling to act alone. And for this reason, nationwide legislation is needed if we are to move this problem from the streets to the courts. I'm also asking Congress to authorize the federal government to participate more fully in lawsuits designed to end segregation in public education. We have succeeded in persuading many districts to desegregate voluntarily. Dozens have admitted Negroes without violence. Today, a Negro is attending a state-supported institution in every one of our 50 states. But the pace is very slow. Too many Negro children entering segregated grade schools at the time of the Supreme Court's decision 9 years ago will enter segregated high schools this fall, having suffered a loss which can never be restored. The lack of an adequate education denies the Negro a chance to get a decent job. The orderly implementation of the Supreme Court decision, therefore, cannot be left solely to those who may not have the economic resources to carry the legal action, or who may be subject to harassment. Other features will be also requested, including greater protection for the right to vote. But legislation, I repeat, cannot solve this problem alone. It must be solved in the homes of every American, in every community across our country. In this respect, I want to pay tribute to those citizens north and south who've been working in their communities to make life better for all. They are acting not out of a sense of legal duty, but out of a sense of human decency. Like our soldiers and sailors in all parts of the world, they are meeting freedom's challenge on the firing line, and I salute them for their honor and their courage. My fellow Americans, this is a problem which faces us all, in every city of the North as well as the South. Today, there are Negroes unemployed 2 or 3 times as many compared to whites. Inadequate education, moving into the large cities, unable to find work, young people particularly out of work without hope, denied equal rights, denied the opportunity to eat at a restaurant or a lunch counter or go to a movie theater, denied the right to a decent education, denied almost today the right to attend a state university even though qualified. It seems to me that these are matters which concern us all, not merely presidents or congressmen or governors, but every citizen of the United States. This is one country. It has become one country because all of us and all the people who came here had an equal chance to develop their talents. We cannot say to 10% of the population that you can't have that right. Your children can't have the chance to develop whatever talents they have. That the only way that they're going to get their rights is to go in the street and demonstrate. I think we owe them and we owe ourselves a better country than that.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying now? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood, the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter. 2, 3, 4, 5. We live with my cocoa butter baby. Welcome to HOODVIEW Politics. Where we going to a deep detailed dive.
What kind of detailed dive is that? into politics from a hood point of view.
Right the F on.
I'm Rabbit Jones.
And I'm Tony, the #1 soul brother. And welcome to our, as usual, Friday night get down here on Hoodview Politics. We had a lot going on this week and a lot going on today. So I think, as you say, we're going to get into a deep detail dive.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're new here, you don't know what to expect. If you've been here before, you know what we're doing here. We're chasing MAGAs and coons.
Right on.
MAGAs and coons. You know
right.
what I'm saying, God?
MAGAs and coons.
That tuned in and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate y'all a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? The hoodies in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. Hoodies in the house.
It's a lot to get into for sure.
Oh yeah, I got some things I got to get off my chest today.
One thing we got is
get right to the breaking news on.
Finally, the vice president has done an interview. First of all, that's out the way. We had Trump again disrespecting the veterans
as usual,
and we had JD Vance trying to cover it up.
I got some things to say about JD Vance.
So it's so much to get into.
Yeah.
And we just want to say appreciate everybody, though. You know what I'm saying, Doc? Now,
appreciate you all.
We're gonna get deeper into this. First, we're gonna just start with the interview because you know what I'm saying. That's what happened. We're gonna give our first impressions of it. First, did you watch it? You had, of course. So, when you finished, what was your first impressions and what you get from the whole thing?
It was a good interview. The only thing I would have liked to see that didn't happen, that I knew wouldn't happen because it would have been a bad look, I would have liked Kamala Harris to pull her wig off and cuss that bitch out. But that wasn't going to happen. But it was a good interview. I agree with what a lot of people say. She knocked it out the park. She did what she had to do. She tried to fake press her out on some shit. But before I watched the interview, like we was checking out shit. We was checking out the scuttlebutt online and everything and things they were saying about it. And when I looked at the interview, I seen that a lot of it was true. Because she tried to press her out, but the shit she tried to press her out on, and most of the questions that she asked her was basically Trump talking points. It's like, okay, I'm like, okay, y'all been saying she basically been ducking interviews. She ain't did no interviews, no nothing. She ain't talked about nothing since she been in a race. You would think the first person to get the interview, y'all want to pull something out of her, or y'all want to, you want to talk to her about what makes her tick, what makes, what does she really want to do? Well, basically, most of the shit that she tried to press her on is Trump talking points, MAGA talking points. So she did what she's supposed to do, and I suspect that she knew that was coming, or she suspected that's where they was gonna go with it, and she was ready for it.
Now, watch the whole joint, and my impressions of the whole joint. Me too. I got the same impression from Shawty, which we knew from the beginning. Me and him told y'all before this shit even happened that she was gonna be on some other dumb shit. I didn't know she was gonna actually use the talking points themselves. That threw me off. But I thought she gonna have her own hit joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn. Like, I didn't expect. Look, bruh. We always stress the fact that we, you know what I'm saying, we learn it as we going too. We not nobody. We not smart. We not nobody trying to say we smart or nothing. But when we look at TV and everybody in general in the world, that when you look at people that's on these newscasts and joint, you're expecting them to be at least qualified to be there. to be telling you
Yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying? And when she gets an interview, now she had a week now. They had announced this a week ago. There's going to be her, right?
Correct.
And to me, right, I would think as a news organization, CNN, that you will have some real questions for somebody running for president, bro. Like, this is your only chance. She gave you the first interview, and you should have questions about the economy, or what is your views on if in Gaza, if you take over, what do you do with Gaza? If you take over, what would happen with the border? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some in-depth and say, okay, once you tell me what you're gonna do, let's talk about how that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Not no just some shit you could have just went on there and asked her that shit.
Right.
A MAGA, anybody could have just did that. Like some regular shit that, like, I was disappointed, to be honest with you. I expected this person to hound the vice president with some shit, you know what I'm saying, back in the day or some shit like that. I expected her to hound him, the vice president. I expected that. I really expected her to really dog her, right? But I never, in my wildest dreams, bro,
I expected that.
would think she would just pick out whatever the Republicans' talking points were and use them as questions. Like, what the fuck? And that's why when she asked that dumbass question, we're gonna play a little bit of some of the stuff. When she said, Trump say, you turned black, and she just gave it this look like, you asked me that.
You wasted one of your questions on that.
Like, really though? That's the same old playbook. Move on. Ask another question, bro. Like, you just wasted one of your joints.
Right. Bitch, you had three bitch, you had 3 wishes, and you just flushed one down the toilet. What is wrong with you?
And then you just seen a look on her face like, I can't believe you
What
just
you
asked
say?
me that shit, bro.
Next question.
Like, why would you do that?
Next
Out of all
question.
people. That's why I came here, right? This is her thought process, right? I'm gonna go on CNN my first joint. Let them pick whoever. I just do Dana, whoever they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll never expect her to use the talking points from Trump. So you sitting there listening to her like, is this bitch serious? I know Kamala's like, bruh, I can't believe this bitch.
I can't believe this motherfucker.
This is not serious, bruh.
At all. But
it's literally the shit the Republic. I mean, me and my man been telling y'all that shit they've been saying been bullshit all this time, right? She literally used their shit for questions.
I told y'all 1,000 times, and I'm gonna tell y'all one more again.
Take it.
I'm gonna tell y'all one more again. The head of CNN,
I was stunned.
The head of CNN is a Trump backer and a Trump supporter. So you know that shit coming down from the top.
Yeah, but
hold on. But that's where CNN loses credibility. Because basically, look, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump has never met face to face. They never had a face-to-face conversation. They never met each other face to face. So the first time that they will ever be face to face will be if the debate happens on September 10th. So basically, to me, what I saw was basically she was sent out there to ask her all the questions Trump wish he could ask, MAGA wish they could ask, and it makes you look dumb. It makes you look like a mouthpiece. It makes you just look stupid. But she knew. Look, like I say, the woman is a lawyer, a trained lawyer, a trained prosecutor. She is trained to think 2 steps ahead. She is trained to know and think what you will think way before you think it. She knows how to break you down. You cannot get over on this woman because she's not a bullshit ass. She wasn't a bullshit ass prosecutor. Let's get one thing straight. She know what the fuck she doing, and you're not gonna come to her no any kind of way and come to her any old kind of dumbass questions. She prepared.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of the questions she asked her. This is Dana Bash from CNN.
Dana Bash.
Care of their children in their most formative years. What we need to do to bring down the cost of housing. My proposal includes what would be a tax credit of $25,000 for first-time home buyers, so they can just have enough to put a down payment on a home, which is part of the American dream and their aspiration, but do it in a way that allows them to actually get on the path to achieving that goal and that dream.
So you have been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
The steps that you're talking about now, why haven't you done them already?
Well, first of all, we had to recover as an economy, and we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation down to less than 3%. The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Donald Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened. We did it. So now, as I travel in the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have benefited. I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm about to ho myself.
Hold on for a minute. There's a few things on this.
A couple of
that
things
just
in here that
a
need to be.
whole issue, bro.
There's a couple of things that need to be straightened out right here.
All right. She asked her, what would you do on your first date? So she started listing her priorities as far as the middle class, right? She asked her, all right, you've been in for 3 years. Why you ain't do it?
That's what I want to get into.
She literally, see, this is my problem. You are an esteemed journalist, whatever the fuck that supposed to mean, right? Somebody that been on the CNN on TV for decades, right?
Right.
You've been mixed up in politics, and you know these people, bro. You supposed to be smart, and that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You say that. You say when you know she's vice president first, and when you know what they came into, and when you know Republicans blocking shit, these are things this person that's asked the question know. You feel me though? And why would you look at her, ask the dumbest question? You knew it was dumb when it was coming out your mouth. That one was so slow and it hesitated. Because she knew it was so dumb to ask her, why you ain't already do it? What? That was completely dumb as fuck, bro.
Okay. I'm with you on that because that's what I want to I wanted to comment on, because if it was me and she asked me that question and I was vice president, she said, well, why you didn't do it in the 3.5 years you've been in office? My answer with that would have been, bitch, I ain't the president. For one, her job is not to set policy. The person that sets policy is the president. The president is the head honcho. Her job is to back him up and support him and to get done what he needs for her to get done. That's what she does. She advises him. She helps him. She gives him support. She's there to support him, as he was for Barack Obama, as Pence was supposed to be for Trump, as Cheney was supposed to be there for Bush, and Quayle was supposed to be there for the father, and so on and so on and so forth. For her to be a journalist who knows this.
That's my point.
She knows this. You will sit there and ask her that question. Now, when Al Gore ran for president, you never asked Al Gore no shit like that.
Because it's stupid.
Right. And let me see. When Bush, the father, ran for president, nobody never asked him no shit like that, because they know who the buck stops at the buck stops in the Oval Office. One person occupies the Oval Office. That's the president. So don't come with that stupid ass shit.
That was the dumbest thing. So that was like two questions that was
Wasted.
so dumb that it came directly from Republicans. And you as a journalist, like, if you asking silly questions like, he said you wasn't black, like, you expect somebody to answer some dumb shit like that? Why would you ask that? You, like, if Republicans say the sky is orange, and you literally come to somebody with that question, that makes you a jackass, bro. Like, why would you did? Yeah.
Do you believe that the sky is
Do you
orange?
think about the sky is orange? Wait, what? Why would your jackass ask me that when he's a lunatic? That don't make no sense. But you use the same joint. You made yourself look dumb. Now, I didn't fuck with her from the beginning, but she made herself look dumber than I thought she would look.
But
like, why would you come the fuck on, bruh?
But see, that was one of them questions too, where it was a motive to that question. Because what she wanted her to do for real was to throw Biden under the bus. And then when she answered the question the way that she did, when she didn't go to like, how the fuck, I'm not the motherfucking president, I don't set policy. She didn't go there. What she says is, this is what we did. So she didn't throw that man under the bus. She said, this is what we did.
Yeah.
And the answer was a great answer, and the answer kind of fucked her up. Because I don't know if she was expecting that answer or not. But the question, as you said, the question was a stupid ass question.
Just like
it was it was a leading question because she was trying to lead her into saying something fucked up about Biden. She's never going to do that.
So two things from the interview by her questioning these dumbass questions. One,
right,
the first joint with the black joint. I'm telling you, that was loaded because
I'm loaded.
If she, boy, I'm be honest with you, she answered that joint better than me because if she would have went, all right, let's say she would have went left with the, yes, I am a black woman and all I want to do is make sure black culture X, X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
Or she would have went into Trump is a racist, right? Boom. This whole motherfucking interview would have been dead. Tomorrow when we woke up, all they were talking about, she called Trump a racist. Kamala called him a racist. Or Kamala is either something besides me and you, like you just said. That was a good interview. She answered all the questions smooth. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if she would have retaliated with that question, which was loaded, it was just so many angles to blow up at, fucking with that question. Like, if you answer it any kind of way, it's going to blow up in your face. So what she said was the same old playbook. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just nothing else to do with that. You feel me? It's like,
see,
if she would have elaborated, it would have blew up in her face. Anyway, she would have went with it.
But see, that's where the prosecutor and the trained litigator comes out of her again, because she knows where to take it. Because basically, she said a lot by saying nothing. Basically, what she did was, when she asked her that question, and she was basically like, that's the same old motherfucking playbook. That's an idiot. It was an idiotic statement he made, and that's an idiotic statement. Is an idiotic question you're asking.
Yeah.
Next question, bitch. You know better than that. You want to waste another question, bitch? I got time. Fuck wrong with you?
That was dumb. Next question. And we about to get out of here and get back on this bus in a minute. You want to keep this up?
Right. I got shit to do. Y'all done pressed me out for 3 weeks.
And this what you got?
And this all you got?
It's crazy.
It's not
Vice President that I was asked.
This is on the border, which is, I want y'all to hear the question she asked her again about the fucking border. It's like every question I can stop and be like, what the fuck?
As Vice President, you were tasked with addressing the root causes of migration in southern countries,
and about
northern part of Central America.
the northern part of Central America that affects the southern border of the U.S. During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
See, again.
Go ahead.
She is a journalist. She can't be dumb, right? She been here for decades now.
Long time.
Why would she ask that dumbass? Why would she do that?
No.
Man, like, come the fuck on.
All the questions, especially the ones you saw so far, all the questions are she trying to lead her to go somewhere that she not going. She trying to lead her into a mudslinging contest with Trump. And she's not going there. That was she's bitch. You know why the border bill didn't cross. It didn't go. You know what happened and why it happened.
That's why somebody looks at her as like,
instead of asking her or saying to her,
let's get into detail of some of this stuff.
Instead of saying we had a bipartisan, we had a bipartisan bill negotiated by
would you say
Democrats and Republicans on the table, but we know that Donald Trump killed the bill.
What would you do?
What would you do? What would you do if you get a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate? If that bill was brought back up, would you sign? You asking her questions that everybody knows the answer to. If we as a public, now I understand that you got to ask some shit because you have to educate the people who really don't know what's going on or really ain't hip to what's going on. I can dig that. But all of this shit you asking her is basically coming off of talking points of the Republicans.
Is that sad?
You can ask her in a different way because you acting like you ask her, you know the cause of it, but you acting like you don't want to throw Donald Trump under the bus.
Now, yeah. Now you see how we walk on the street and analyze this bullshit?
Yeah, y'all see how we just break it down like a shotgun.
Fuck on. What is she doing, bruh? It's irritating to me because I would expect her to try to be hard on her, but I expect her to have some sharp, real questions. I would expect not some shit that. Now let's see how she responds.
Well, first of all, the root causes work that I did as vice president that I was asked to do by the president has actually resulted in a number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced since we began that work. But I will.
That's another thing.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing right there. She's a fucking reporter, right? She should know the exact reasons why she was doing whatever she was doing. You can't sit here and say something that a Republican say and be like, yeah, you're right. You was, no specific, yeah, you're right. She gotta tell you what she was actually doing. You're supposed to fucking know.
No, that's the issue.
Look at that bullshit, bro. She don't even know. You was tasked for going to. No, she had to stop her and say, no. I was over the North Pacific. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it was North Pacific. But no, you're supposed to know what the fuck she was there for first. Like this shit is come on, man.
This is the issue I had with that question. And I'm glad you brought that part back up. This is the issue I had with that question. She addressed the question to Kamala Harris the way in the way that she knows what she was tasked to do. She was right, and that Kamala Harris was tasked to find out the root causes of the immigration problem on the border. Now, you can say that to her, and you know what know what her task was. But Republicans, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, their surrogates, all kind of Republicans got on CNN and other networks and say she was the border czar. She was never the border czar. And y'all let them get away with that. Y'all let them continually get away with that mischaracterization of what her task was.
Right.
But when you get in her face, you wanna yeah, well, you was tasked with go finding the root causes of immigration and all this other shit, the immigration problem. But when the Republicans got on your air and you knew what they was spitting out was a lie, y'all act like y'all just couldn't correct them. Y'all refused to correct them. She was not the border czar. She was not in charge of the border. She had a specific assignment that came from the man who is her boss, President Biden. And that's the kind of shit that pissed me off, because y'all would sit there and press her.
Had the right shit, yeah.
Y'all press her on certain types of shit and all that other bullshit, but you let Trump and J.D. Vance say anything and get away with all types of shit. That's more bullshit.
It doesn't make any sense, bro. It's
At
just
all.
worse. And then by her addressing it, the question by having false information, oh, you was the border, whatever. Nah, she had to correct that first, and then say, okay, this is what I was doing, and then in fact, what I was doing has been successful. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, I went over there to find out why there was no businesses over there to support the communities, and now they have businesses over there because of me. And now that cut down on some of the people trying to run out because now they have jobs. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
We'll say this, that Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border. And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, a bill was crafted, which we supported, which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have contributed to securing our border. And because he believes that it would not have helped him politically, he told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed the bill. A border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on the border. And let me tell you something, the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock, and 1,500 more agents would help them. That bill would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl what passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to
Not
ask
only
about
push it, I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
just one other question about something that you
Yeah.
said in 2019 when you first ran. There was a debate. You raised your hand when asked whether or not the border should be decriminalized. Do you still believe that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like every question is pulled out of Donald Trump asshole.
Yeah.
Everyone. Why would she ask questions she know? I don't know, man.
Forced
Right.
that address and deal with people who cross our border illegally, and there should be consequence. And let's be clear, in this race, I'm the only person who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. I'm the only person in this race who actually served a border state as Attorney General to enforce our laws, and I would enforce our laws as president going forward. I recognize the problem.
Generally speaking, how should voters look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy? Is it because you have more experience now and you've learned more about?
She go before she go again and again.
Oh, baby.
This is CNN. This is one of their top hosts. And I doubt she did any fucking homework for these questions, bro. She actually didn't have nobody working. Her staff didn't work. Nobody worked. They just said whatever Trump been saying for the last 2 weeks. It's just the same dumbass shit. And she knows dumb shit. And she continue asking her this silly shit. This shit is annoying, bro.
You still gotta look at who running the ship and where this shit coming from. This shit coming
this
from
is
the top.
Steam, whatever the fuck she's supposed to be right now.
Right. But
at this point, you asking questions that's directly
right.
So what work you do for any questions?
She didn't do shit
on your own.
She didn't. That's my thing. She didn't do shit. What the fuck she did was her bosses probably gave her, I'm gonna say, a nudge as of this is where we want you to take this. And come on, those questions that she's asking her, we could have asked her that.
That's
we're not experienced journalists.
Thank you.
If you want to, if this woman is running for president. If you're doing an interview with her, and we got the interview or whatever, dig deep into her stuff. If you want to ask her about stuff she done in the past, if you want to ask her about the border, she shouldn't have to point out, or as she did, that she was the attorney general of a border state. You could have asked her in a way. You could have asked her. You could have said, "Well, Vice President Harris, you was attorney general of a border state, California. What did you do in California that you would do as attorney general that you would do as president to curb illegal immigration?" You can ask her something like that, but don't sit there and ask her in a way that it seems like, the Trump campaign sent you a list of questions. This is what we want you to ask.
No bullshit. It just felt like that. Like, what? That's the same shit they've been saying.
Yeah.
Why you keep asking these questions though, bro? Now, did she ask the question about the night that Biden asked her about? Biden told her he was dropping out. There's a lot about this right here. I want y'all to listen to this about. There's a lot of things going on here because when we think back at that time, she was defending him. She was on air trying to. Everybody that said he's weak, whatever the fuck, she was on that joint blasting their ass.
Like, you weak.
Yeah, she went on motherfucking Charlemagne joint one time.
Like,
Charlemagne tried to fucking bring up those the talking points, and she stopped him in the middle of his show and told him, "Don't you act like no Republican talking to me right now." She said it just like that, man. Don't use their talking points.
Right. Who the fuck you think you talking
to? She said it just like that. So
hey, who the fuck you think
she was out there defending him like shit. So that night or whatever she found out was a good question. I wanted to know what the fuck he was thinking that night, my damn self. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Let's hear her answer though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so proud to be running with Tim Walz for President of the United States and to bring America what I believe the American people deserve, which is a new way forward, and turn the page on the last decade of what I believe has been contrary to where the spirit of our country really lies.
But the last decade, of course, the last 3.5 years has been part of your administration.
I'm talking about an era that started about a decade ago, where there is some suggestion, warped, I believe it to be, that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, instead of where I believe most Americans are, which is to believe that the true measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up. That's what's at stake as much as any other detail that we could discuss in this election.
Because we haven't had a chance to talk, I'm just curious, staying on President Biden, when he called you and said he was pulling out of the race, what was that like? And did he offer to endorse you right away, or did you ask for it?
It was a Sunday, so here I'll give you a little too much information.
Go for it. There's no such thing, Madam Vice President.
My family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces, and we had just had pancakes and, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make you more bacon. And then we were sitting down to do a puzzle. And the phone rang, and it was Joe Biden. And he told me what he had decided to do. And I asked him, "Are you sure?" And he said yes. And
this is what my house looks like. And I haven't cleaned in 3 months.
That right there. Like, she was, like, when everybody was saying she was part of the reason why he left, or whatever the fuck she was pushing him out, whatever the fuck they were saying. It's like when she tell the story, or when he told her, it was something she wasn't even expecting to happen. You feel me? It's just a normal Sunday. We chilling, you know what I'm saying? With the family. Tomorrow I'll get back on the campaign trail and defend them again. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just all of a sudden a call come out of the blue in the middle of pancakes and bacon. Hey, I ain't running no more. My sole support is behind you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, huh? Like, so I always wondered, that's out of all her fucking questions, this came off the cuff of her head, just off the fly. Like, I'm curious, what happened? You know what I'm saying? There was one question that was good.
No.
What was the scenery? What happened that night? And what was you thinking? What was going on when he called you? This is a story. It's gonna come out eventually. Somebody gonna tell the story.
Oh, book coming out.
Yeah.
But
what was said and what happened? What that night was a good thing, right? I like
that whole
question.
That whole line of questioning, it tripped me out too. Because she started off with that bullshit when she was talking about when she started all that bullshit. She's talking about Kamala Harris was talking about the last 10 years and the politics of the last 10 years.
I forgot,
and then she said something about 3.5 years. With 3.5 years, y'all was in it. So she was trying. She keeps trying to catch her in some shit. Bitch, you're not gonna catch her in nothing like that. So what is you talking about? Let her explain herself, Lucy. So then she goes into acts about the conversation between her and Joe Biden. She's not going to answer that question. She's not going to. She gave you too much information, and the too much information was basically nothing. She's not going to answer that question. That's a question for Joe Biden to answer. When and if he ever answers.
And then she kept wanting to
That's
know.
That's not her question.
When did he endorse her and all that? That's way too much.
Right.
Anything that he's saying is going to be too much information.
You know and see, you know the answer to that question.
She's stupid.
Because when he came out with the statement that he was dropping out,
it though. That's the problem.
He immediately endorsed her. You know the question that he immediately threw his support behind her. He wasn't throwing his support behind nobody because he pissed off at everybody because what went down. The only person he was throwing his support behind was her. He didn't have to ask her for it. I mean, she didn't have to ask him for it. So that was bullshit.
Bullshit. She stumbled in the last image. Like, oh, you know what? I'm curious. What happened at the end? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She probably wasn't even on the paper.
Yeah. And it was another question. It was another question where she was digging. But Kamala Harris took the shovel. She was digging because that was a question where she was trying to find something. She thought she was gonna find something in it. She was gonna tell something deep in. Oh exactly. And no,
she ain't getting nothing.
You're not getting nothing out of her.
On top of that, Vice President was there, nominee. She had questions for him. Let's guess what questions she had for him. Where they come from? Let's take a wild guess. You know what I'm saying? Now, First question for him.
You a question about how you've described your service in the National Guard. You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm
And me.
incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom, whether it's Congress or the governor. My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war, did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
I just,
Okay.
because again, this is all new.
Yeah.
This was not, however many days ago, this was not on either of your bingo cards, especially yours. You had to clarify that you had said that you and your wife used IVF, but it turned out you used a different kind of fertility.
Let's talk about the first part first. That
I think his was worse, to be honest with you. His is straight out of Magnus.
because look, if you want to know if he is used weapons, the weapons that he talked about, it's all on video. He already told you when he was in motherfucking Congress, he was the best shot of all you motherfuckers. If he misspoke about that, it done came out 100 fucking times. And it's not that serious. It can't be that serious. It can't be that serious because he was like the governor of Minnesota. He was picked to be the vice presidential running mate. And nobody is bringing this shit up. And it don't mean that because it's another MAGA talking point.
So anybody know what we talking about? Trump and what's his name? JD Vance saying in a video. Now, in the video is about school shootings with kids being killed. And he's explaining why he stopped fucking with the NRA, which he had an A rating with the NRA till he switched up, gave them the money back. Gave them all the money they ever gave him, gave it the fuck back to him.
Give it back.
That's why they gave him an F out of that.
Now, once
And
again,
in the middle of that, he's saying the weapons of war in the streets should not be in the streets. The weapons that I carry, it's just like, that's parsing words. Like, the nigga was there 24 years. Somewhere along the line, he was deployed where war was at. Where he was in the exact war or not, or he's supporting them, who cares? He was there.
here we go again.
And he trained people in those guns, so he had those guns in his hand, whether it was combat or not. He was there at wartime. Who cares?
Here we go.
And why would she ask that? It was the dumbest, another dumbass question, bro.
Now, here we go again.
Of a minute.
The question is we heard the question that she asked. Now, if you want to get to the bottom of something, first of all, he was 24 years in the National Guard. 24. If you want to know, 24 years. That means in those 24 years, being that long in the National Guard, he's been trained on everything. He's been trained on pistols. He's been trained on pistols. He's been trained on rifles, long rifles, automatic rifles, semi-automatic rifles. He's been trained on everything. He probably know how to throw. He probably know how to toss a grenade real good and some more shit.
And as I look, he was trained. He was a trainer. He trained people.
And he was a trainer. Yeah. So the fact that he says he's handled weapons of war, it is in my opinion, it's irrelevant. That's false outrage, and it's something that distracts from the real issues And she don't, and it's another dumb question that she wasted. If you have, this is just me talking, I might be drunk, I might be fucked up in the head or something, but if you have a brand new presidential candidate with a brand new running mate who's not, and really on the issues and really on their platform, they are not known to the American people. Their issues and what they believe in. I'm talking about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Their issues and their platform is not known to the American people, and they are introducing themselves because she cannot run. She cannot run on Joe Biden's platform. She has to run on her own, and she has to put it out there. And for Dana Bash, I believe, this is my opinion, I believe you got the first interview and you wasted an opportunity because if you give me that interview, send them up to the pit. Sit them in right here, right now. Sit them right across the table from us.
I'm not gonna ask no dumb shit.
I am going to ask questions. We are going to ask questions, and we think that any journalist would ask questions. We want to know, what would you do about this? It's not if you handle a gun. Fuck if you handle a gun. I don't give a fuck what kind of. We all look. I've handled guns, and I ain't a trained nothing. But so everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people handle guns, military, non-military alike. So if you want to ask a question about guns, you can say, and I mean, why the fuck we got to keep giving them the good
I don't
questions?
get it. They went to college.
And you can say,
they scholars.
you can say, Governor Walz, you said that you have handled weapons of war. What would you do about these type of weapons? And what would you and Vice President Harris do about these type of weapons being on the streets of America? Since you know what these weapons are and what these weapons can do.
No, when the bottom line, the basic line is he was in the Army for 24 years. He know about this shit.
He know about this shit.
The bottom line. It's like you stop, and then the next question was even worse. Bro.
Look, you know about this shit coming out of basic training. Kiss my ass.
That's my point. It's like I'm real disappointed in Dana Bash. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
In order to have children. And then when you ran for Congress in 2006, your campaign repeatedly made false statements about a 1995 arrest for drunk and reckless driving. What do you say to voters who aren't sure whether they can take you at your word?
Well, I've been very public. I think they can see my students come out, former folks I've served with, and they vouch for me. I certainly own my mistakes when I make them. The one thing I'll tell you is I wished in this country wouldn't have to do this. I spoke about our infertility issues because it's hell, and families know this. And I spoke about the treatments that were available to us that had those beautiful children there. That's quite a contrast in folks that are trying to take those rights away from us. And so I think people know who I am. They know that record. They've seen that. I've taught thousands of students. I've been out there. And I won't apologize for speaking passionately, whether it's guns in schools or protecting of reproductive rights. The contrast could not be clearer between what we're running against. The vice president's position on this has been clear. And I think most Americans get it if you've been through that. I don't think they're cutting hairs on IVF or IUI. I think what they're cutting hairs on is an abortion ban and the ability to be able to deny families the chance to have a beautiful child.
All right, hold on.
Can I take this one?
This is the worst one question.
Can't.
All of them bad, but this one
I got
to be one of the worst.
I got two parts. I got to get straight on this. First, I'm gonna take the fertility treatments. Look, we know, and this is a fact, that Tim Walz and his wife had issues having children. So they ended up having or using fertility treatments to have the 2 children that they have. Okay. Whether it be IVF or IUI. What you're doing now with that is you splitting hairs. You're trying to split hairs. IVF, IUI. What the man is talking about is Republicans want to get rid of fertility treatments, or they want to do they want to ban them, whatever the fuck they want to do. Whether it be IUI or IVF, all of these fertility treatments are in the same family. When you're talking about what one is called versus the other, it's you splitting hairs. What the man is speaking on and what he can speak on better than anybody else is couples who want to have children and have issues having children, whatever their issues may be. They had them issues and they use fertility treatments to have their children. Whether it is IUI, IVF, whatever, test tube babies or whatever, that's what the fuck they use, and it gave them 2 beautiful children. And that's what he is standing up for. He's not standing up for one type of treatment. He's not saying he used one type of treatment. He wasn't dishonest about what type of treatment it is. It's all in the same fucking family, dumbass. It's a false outrage because the man is standing up for people who cannot have children or have trouble having children, having a way that allows them to have children, people that have children, that want children, and the children that brighten up their life. That's bullshit outrage. Now, second part I want to get into. You brought up a drunk driving arrest from years ago. Now, I will say this. That is a legitimate question. And it's a question that deserves, that the voters and the people out there deserve an answer to. I have no problem with the question at all. Because if he did something wrong, he broke law, he was out there drunk driving, which could have killed somebody, killed himself, it could have damaged, it could have did whatever. A lot of things could have happened being out there on the road drunk. We just seen in the last couple of days, hockey player and his brother were killed by a drunk driver. So that's legitimate. That's legitimate. I had no problem with that. But the problem I have, and this is the problem I have, you can bring that up. Something that man answered to before and had no problem answering to again. But in this campaign, I have not heard one of you fucking journalists, not one, ask Donald Trump about being on the Epstein list, about the voicemails to Epstein, about being on the plane, about 7 times, being on Epstein Island, and not one has asked about him being accused, and it is on paper, him being accused of raping and fucking a fucking 13-year-old girl. And you haven't asked this motherfucker once. Not once about that shit. You haven't brought it up. You haven't had an expose about it. You haven't did nothing. Now I give you, you was right to ask Tim Walz about that. I would have asked him the same shit if I was the interviewer. Because the voting public and the public as a whole, the people have a right to know. Just like they have a right to know if Donald Trump raped a 13-year-old girl. And it's not speculation. It is something that is in court. He has been accused by this girl. More than one girl, mind you. So if you're going to ask him about that, you need to put it out there and ask Trump the same thing about the accusations that is made against him. That is the problem I have with that line of question. You can't do it on one side and don't do it on the other.
Not only that, it was a dumb question to even ask him. Again, not the drunk part. If you want to ask him that was cool. But that was in the middle of a whole bunch of other wild ass questions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he didn't even address the drunk part because it was crowded into some other stuff he had to address.
Yeah.
So she never went back and said, what about the drunk part? Because they went on after that. So that it was just something she was throwing in at that point. To me, she felt like her time was running out, right? It almost at the end. She knew the time was up. And she almost at her last two questions. And she about to throw some things in. That's it. Hey, I almost forgot. The drunk. You was drunk and AB and AB. And what about this? It's like, God damn. Let's stay with the one you asked me first. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So she was just all over the place at the end. So I'm disappointed in her. I thought she was going to do something better than this. I thought she was going to be tough. No, I thought it was going to be tough. But I just didn't think she was going to be incompetent.
Yeah,
I used fucking talking points from Republicans and just that was it. She ain't do no homework. She ain't do nothing but go to sleep and wake up.
Yeah, but see, I don't mind her. I don't mind her being tough, and I want her to be tough.
That we expected.
I want her to be tough, and I want everybody to interview her to be really tough because I want to know that when she gets on the world stage, because she's going to have to deal with people like Xi, she's going to have to deal with people like Putin, she's going to have to deal with that motherfucker Kim Jong, whatever the fuck his name is in North Korea. She got a lot that she is going to have to deal with. I want her to have tough questions, and I want her to answer it and stand up for what she believes in and what she will do as president of the United States. Because I believe this, and I expect this. I believe that no sooner that she is in office, being the first woman, not about her being black, not about her being nothing else, being the first woman to ever hold that office, if she wins November 5th, one of them motherfuckers is going to try her. One of them is going to try her.
Yeah.
And I got her sending a drone on the motherfucker to say, try it again and watch what happens next. The next time a Scud missile coming at your ass. I got that happening.
Now, overall, y'all can tell our impressions of the interview was she was good, but the fucking moderator.
But the interviewer was
a problem.
The interviewer left a lot to
What
the
the
desire.
fuck was that? Even with that, Younger handled herself.
Yeah, the interview
was good. So, I mean, to me, to back up off of that right there, the bigger picture is she's moving on, bro. Like that shit is over.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all got what y'all want. Like when I wake up tomorrow, y'all got to figure out some new shit. Like it ain't gonna be she need to interview no more, or maybe it's she need one solo. You can't have him with her or some shit like that, maybe. But I don't know. At this point, man, it's like if I'm her manager in a campaign, I'm not letting nothing else happen that you're not doing to him too. From this point on, you can't. I'm not doing it. I'm letting you let him come on your air for an hour, and you never call me for an hour. I'm not letting you let him come on Instagram or whatever these joints for an hour, 2 hours, and you never call me for an hour. Nah, if I'm his manager, anytime he got airwave, nigga, to spew anything, I want those same minutes. Simple and period. Period. From this point on, bro. I don't want him to have a 2 hour somewhere. No. I can't rebuttal that. You know what I'm saying? No. Just like he did with that Twitter shit. He was on there for 2 hours. That nigga Musk ain't never called Charlie come on there and join one time. You can't do that. You just can't do that, man.
You can't do that.
And it's a campaign. The nigga is violating campaign shit so much as we've been going, bro. He done so much campaign violations, bro. It's over the top. From the time he's in the car with Young and violation, like he just, bro.
The shit at Arlington Cemetery.
Arlington Cemetery violation. It's just like, bro, just campaign shit just over the top. Then what about RFK? He bribed that nigga. I don't even think you can get away with that. I think that's illegal.
Yeah, that's illegal too.
And that was wide open. That nigga went on the phone. Hey, yeah, I give you something new. You on the spot?
Something, bitch.
And okay, yeah, so everything sounds good. Week later, he on stage with him. That will anybody looking into that? It's like he constantly breaks so many laws that everybody let a few of them slide. Like, oh, go ahead, let them go. We got to work with this one. It's just too many. It's like you're in an alley full of crimes hitting you. Like, hold on, bro, hold on. I'm trying to get one of them. I'm trying to hold on. God damn, another one. I can't even get my pencil together. Another one. Hold on, bro. Hold on, man. I'm trying to motherfucking get him on this one. Just hold these other 10 there for a minute. Hold on. Then another 10 hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's hard to motherfuckers. It's just too many violations and breaking the laws going on with this clown, bro. Then he beats up a bitch at the cemetery. Like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? Just all laws are just fuck them.
Okay.
Damn.
I got something I want to get into. I'm gonna see, can you hear this first? I'm gonna try to play this and see, can you hear this and catch what a motherfucker was Chunk was saying. Oh, I thought I had I do have the video. Okay, here we go. Come on, motherfucker. I ain't got all day for this shit. All right, I'm gonna put it like this. Oh, here we go. Oh, turn the volume up.
And then they say, Mr. Congressman, oh, look who we have. And he immediately, the first thing he did was approve the Nord Stream pipeline. And then they'd say, Mr. Congressman, oh, look who we have. Byron, stand up, please. Superstar of the future. He's already a superstar, but he's a superstar of the future. Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here. That's good. He's great. He's great. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good. But we have a group of people that are really great. But so
that one is smart. That one is good. And then you have some that are not so good. How long do you think it will be before he slip up? I ain't even gonna say slip up. His true colors is gonna come out, and nigga is coming out his mouth.
At this point, there's a motherfucker on Twitter the other day. Don't tell me. What make you think Trump a racist? He ain't no racist. Bro, this nigga been running for 10 years. If you somebody to run around talking about he ain't no racist, you a dumb idiot at this point. That's not even a debate I want to engage in no more. Like, I'm not gonna ring off the 20 situations because it's more than that. I'm not even gonna do. There's no more reason to do none of that because you ignorant at this point. If you trying to making yourself try to believe you're not a racist or whatever you're doing, the rest of the world is moved on beyond you because the rest of the world know he's the biggest racist on the planet Earth.
If that statement right there that he said about a supporter, Byron Donalds, if that don't, I ain't gonna say convince you, but if that don't open up your ears and your ears perk up and raise red flags or whatever, what will? We have good ones? Good what? We have not so good ones?
Why all black women got
He's one of the and why all women is nasty.
What's that?
Nasty. They so nasty that you just want to run up and grab them by the pussy.
The nasty joint is the one that, like, especially black women, it got to
nasty.
Be nasty.
It has got to be you nasty motherfucker. You.
That was a nasty question.
That's a nasty. Hoe.
You said that. I ain't say it.
I don't get.
I
don't get the shit. Look. You can at one point you can say it was coded language or dog whistle. It's not even coded dog whistles no more. If you cannot tell what this dude is by now, in the 10 years he been, the four years he's been in the office, and the 6 years he's been running for office, if you cannot tell good ones, smart ones, you got smart ones, not so smart ones. He talking about a black man.
I mean, he one of them racists that just. I mean, he's 78, man. That's him.
Yeah, he's not gonna change.
Yeah, he's just
He
gonna be
is
fucking racist to the end.
You're right about that. He's not going to change. He's not never going to change. But see, the problem is not on the for real. The problem is not him. The problem is the people who back him, especially the black people
Especially at this point.
that back him and justify or try to make excuses for all of the bigoted shit that he says. That is the problem.
And then make it so bad that it's just not black culture. Like if you talk, Hispanics got the same problem with them. Jews got the same problem.
Everybody do.
like wherever we go.
Everybody do.
He's just a fucking racist.
He's
like, what are we
look,
talking about at this point? If you're not a white man, you haven't felt none of that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, I will say this about the chump. He's an equal opportunity bigot. He's an equal opportunity racist.
I guarantee you, JD wife don't be around him at all. The only way she can be around him if she's a top-notch model. And she ain't that.
But you see how MAGA went on her.
That's what I mean.
Man, when they found out she was of Indian descent,
Not good.
like Kamala Harris is like Indian descent. Yeah, I know. And when I found that, I would wonder if like she would like, if she ever would be like, you know what? Fuck this motherfucker. When I go in that motherfucking booth, I'm voting for her. Fuck, you gonna disrespect. You gonna disrespect us Indian women like that? You punk motherfucker. Then I'm gonna divorce your bitch ass afterwards.
The way his wife been treated, and he been going.
That's bad.
Terrible.
That is not good.
He terrible, bro.
Right. And then for you, and then the thing about it is, that's your running mate's wife, and you never said nothing to speak up for her. And
where's Mia? What's her name? Melania. Where the fuck is she at?
Young, whenever this is over,
What the fuck?
I think this
going on here.
This is what I believe. This is what I believe. I believe if he loses, she divorces him in the next year. If he wins, she already said she's not going back to the White House. She holds off and divorces his dumbass when he gets out of office. But
no
I think that's over.
I seen Walt's wife by herself. I think she in Virginia today. I seen her.
Yeah, she out there by herself.
And where's this girl at? Yeah, it's like, what is going on here?
She on a milk carton.
Really appreciate everybody tuning in. I know. Like, what?
Yeah, she really is on a motherfucking milk carton.
Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. We just wanted to tap in with the you know what I'm saying, the interview for show that everybody watched. They said 7 million people watched this shit.
Oh yeah, Smoke didn't even get smoke this little I'm waiting for the meltdown. Smoke this little rally.
Like y'all said, like y'all heard us, like far as she concerned, she was good to go. And even man, the little wild ass question she asked him was good. So it made her look crazy. And another thing, I didn't like the way they had it set up. It was like, I don't know what that was. It was like the lighting or something. That shit was just odd. Like, I get it's like a fucking interview on the side of the road, but shit, dude, it gotta be just, I don't know. If I'm in a camp, man, from now on, I'm making sure everything is lit up right and everybody looking shiny. You know what I'm saying? Because someone, you can't barely see her at some point. If it go to him, she got this like the light is behind her now, so now it's like a shade in front of her. You feel me? That's just crazy. So you know what I'm saying, but appreciate everybody from this point on, man. Y'all, I appreciate y'all that I would appreciate y'all subscribe, like, man. That's all we ask for, you know what I'm saying? These broke ass niggas, this broke ass podcast. broke ass mics. That's all we do is ask for y'all just like us.
Pay the grip for this mic.
You know what I'm saying? Dog? Most motherfuckers will be on this joint. They already come off TV and ask y'all. I need a what's that shit? A group, whatever chat, whatever the fuck that shit is to come across with money and shit.
Right.
Motherfuckers be already having money though. Like what the fuck they asking people for money and shit? But that's what's that. All we ask for is for subscribes. You know what I'm saying? We just want many black people as possible to engage with us. And the MAGAs have been running from us. We don't think we ain't been chasing around look for them and shit. Even our friendly MAGAs don't want to engage since the black lady has stepped in the race.
Oh no, this bitch didn't.
I appreciate
we was just talking about this.
Everybody
bitch
though.
Usha Vance says you can support Kamala or not based on your personal political views, but she was absolutely a DEI hire. Biden said specifically that he would only pick a female VP of color. No, he didn't.
He did.
He said he would pick a VP. He said he would pick a female. That's 100% DEI.
The only person he said that was going to actually be a black person was the Supreme Court.
Yes, he did.
Now the vice president was just going to be a woman. Now, if you want to say just a woman itself is a DEI, then okay.
And Tony, hold on and see, he was picking female. That's 100% DEI, racist and sexist. It is virtually saying she's not the best person for the job. Okay, but Tony Posnanski, he got the reply, and I'm gonna give you the reply tonight. And it says to this little shit she put out, Usha Vance. He says, "Now I see why your husband would rather fuck a couch."
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. The hood view.